Hi there, I'm Jenn Cassetta, your Chief Badassery Officer. If you're feeling drained, hesitant, stuck in self-doubt, or you just have a case of the vlogs, the Art of Badassery podcast is here to help you unleash your mojo once and for all. We'll provide you with tips, techniques, and real-life examples of how you can kick ass in all areas of your life. You'll learn how to flex your mental muscles, rise above fears, and turn setbacks into superpowers. So let's enter the dojo and let's get to work. Welcome to the Art of Badassery podcast. I'm Jenn Cassetta, your Chief Badassery Officer. And today it's another solo podcast. That means it's just you and I. And today we're going to talk about your permission slip to retreat. Yes, this is more of a love note to you, a nudge, and yeah, a permission slip that hopefully by the end of this episode, you're going to give to yourself because you don't need anybody else's permission but your own. My reminder to you is that you are allowed to step away from your life, from your duties, from your responsibilities, from the noise, from the roles that you hold in your life, from the constant doing and your to-do lists, not because you've earned it, but because you're human and you truly need it. You need a respite. You need a retreat. I don't know about you, but lately there is so much noise. From the start of this year forward, there's so much noise out there in the world. Today I'm recording this on a Monday. The weekend after, there were all these protests, anti-ICE protests in Los Angeles. So my entire feed is filled with that. And the problem is not with the protests themselves, but the manufactured chaos that's happening alongside them or that's inflaming everything and the media that feeds off of this. My entire feed, and I know everyone's is different, is just filled with this constant chaos and mayhem. And luckily yesterday, I also got the chance to reconnect with the women that attended my Italian retreat, the retreat I hosted for 7 days in Tuscany, in this villa that's almost 500 years old and felt like we were in a movie. Their greatest takeaways, not the takeaways that we got on day 7 of the retreat or even a few days afterwards when you're still in that honeymoon phase of the retreat, but 5 weeks after, right? After you've been back to real life and reality. And now, what are the lasting effects of this retreat? That's really what I wanted to figure out. That way, I can convince you even harder that it is possibly time for you to retreat as well. Now, before you say, oh, Jenn, I don't have the time or the money, or it's just not possible, I can't do it, hear me out. I'm going to teach you by the end of this how to take a micro retreat for your life, which could mean it's literally 2 hours or a half day or even a full day. You don't need a passport. We can find you somewhere in your local neighborhood, town, or city for you to stake out your time, your space for you to retreat. Retreats are not vacations. It's a very big distinction that's important. A vacation is usually about escaping, having fun, unplugging, indulging, distracting yourself from the daily grind. I know this because I just got back from one. I went to Mexico with my husband and another couple that we're dear friends with, and we went to this really magnificent off the beaten path hotel on the East Cape of Baja. This type of vacation I haven't done in ages, which was also a great reminder of myself that I need to have vacations on my schedule as well. As an entrepreneur, it's really hard when you're not getting paid vacation time, right? I don't get any paid time off. So it's harder to justify for myself. And if anyone out there is an entrepreneur, you get it, to take those vacations, but it's really important as well. But that's not what I'm talking about in this episode, right? A retreat is different than a vacation. A retreat is a conscious pause. It's not about checking out, it's about checking inward. It's an opportunity to reflect on what's working and what's not working in your life so that you can make plans to create a better future for yourself, to hear your own voice underneath the noise of everyone else's. It's to reconnect with parts of yourself that you've buried under this busyness. It's a pause to take the time to get quiet enough to ask yourself the real questions and bold enough to hear your own answers. Retreats invite transformation, not because someone else gives you the answers, but because you finally give yourself the space to listen in. Yes, the food could be amazing. The views can be breathtaking. In Tuscany, we went to Lucca, right? And Lucca was absolutely amazing. We went wine tasting. We went to different restaurants. We ate gelato. We were in gorgeous backgrounds. We went for hikes that were absolutely breathtaking. But the real beauty of a retreat is just for you to remember who you are. That's the goal of my retreats anyway. I know there's lots of different kinds of retreats out there, but when I'm talking about a retreat, I'm talking about a transformational retreat. So I'm going to share with you some of the different feedback from my past attendees, mostly from this Italy retreat, some from the Montauk retreat last fall. This one woman who chimed in first yesterday with her biggest takeaway is a person who has a very serious job. Her job requires her to work a lot of hours and really be 1000% dedicated to herself and the people that she serves. So what she said was that she loved the free space to be herself, a totally non-judgmental space that we carved out as participants. The walls came down really quickly and people were vulnerable, which made it easier to connect. I truly noticed this more so on this 7-day retreat than on the previous 4-day retreat in Montauk. And I don't know why, if it was we're getting in there, we're diving in, we know we're going to be together for an entire week. So let's just drop the walls now. Let's drop the facades. Let's drop the armor and just be who we're going to be. And it was truly remarkable to see that happen so quickly. Also, maybe because we're in a foreign country, we're in a completely different setting, so far removed from our home and our families and our different roles. She said it was really a great chance to be in a space where you're not performing, you're not fixing people or things, and you're not proving to anybody else that you are someone or not. You just are. And when one person gets real, others follow. That's when really these deep connections start to take shape. So, where in your life can you give yourself a little pocket of space to drop the armor, even for a moment, today, tomorrow, or this weekend? See if that's something that you can just do, which kind of leads me to another takeaway from someone else. But this other woman, and I'm obviously not sharing names on purpose, but this other woman said, I felt like I could be a kid again. And you don't realize how much we crave that feeling of being kid-like. We forget how powerful joy is, play, curiosity, running barefoot through a garden in Italy. She said, when I asked her specifically what age she felt like when she was there, immediately the number was 11. Someone else said 13. For me, I felt 16 because I was a little bit more in charge. So I had to take care of people and make sure we were on schedule and all those things. So I was more of the teenager. Even though I was leading the retreat, I was still able to tap into my inner child a little bit as well. This person also had a really major takeaway that 5 weeks later, she is still meditating from that retreat on. So prior to the retreat, she did not have a meditation practice. We meditated every single morning for 7 days, and something about that consistency for her allowed her to get home and continue the meditation practice first thing in the morning. For her, this was about creating meditation as a practice, and it's really stuck. She said out of the 5 weeks, she's only not meditated 2 of those days. And when she did not, she noticed the difference. She wasn't as calm. She wasn't as peaceful. She said she's leading her life with more grace since this retreat. So that's pretty life-shifting kind of takeaways there. She also was someone that had another beautiful takeaway. This was about nature and reconnecting to nature. After the Montauk retreat, she said she started to sit in her backyard and really take her shoes off and be barefoot and stand on the grass every single day while she was working from home. And that truly is a beautiful grounding practice that we practiced in Montauk, both on the sand during our beach walk meditation, but also out in the grass and practicing martial arts. We're barefoot when we do that a lot of times. Just connecting again to the ground is a really beautiful practice that helps you stay present. The other thing about nature that she loved at the Italy retreat, I specifically remember her taking in all the smells and commenting on the beautiful smells of nature. Now, at this villa, plants and flowers and fresh herbs, basil, lavender, jasmine, and just walking around the villa, you were taking in these smells, being like, oh my God, this is so gorgeous. So when she got home the following weekend, I just love this about her husband. I haven't met him, but he actually went and planted flowers and plants more in their yard. So she has that to look forward to every single day. So some takeaways there for you are, what can you do in your environment to make your environment more palatable, to bring more flow, more ease, more grace, more joy into your everyday? Personally, I need to do more of that. I need to go to the garden center and get some more plants, and good smelling plants at that, because it truly does light up your senses and can completely shift your mood when you're present to it. And of course, the power of ritual, consistency around meditation, etc. Or is there some practice that you've been trying to stay consistent with so long? Maybe it's time to really set that intention and do something for 7 days, commit to something for 7 days, and really see if you can make that last. Okay, a third participant said right away that she was just blown away. And I think this happened around day 3. She all of a sudden realized that she had 6 new friends. And truly, like, she developed authentic relationships. Not just, oh yeah, I met this woman at a retreat. It was like, oh no, this is a woman that is now in my phone. I can text on demand, I can call, I can reach out to. This is a true friend. Those friendships keep going and really developed from day 3, 4, 5. By 7, we were saying goodbye to each other with hugs and kisses, and we were going to miss each other so much. And truly, 5 weeks later, we're saying that too. We truly miss the time that we spent together and can't wait to connect again. The other thing that was so great about this woman was when the walls came down and we started to really dig into some conversations about what's not been working in our lives, she admitted that she had struggled with confidence in her life. And almost immediately, the whole group just took out these mirrors and reflected back to her what she puts out in the world. And what she puts out really is this beautiful, authentic confidence. So that was a revelation for her, but also for us too, to show, like, who are we projecting out there, the fears that we project, but also what's underneath that. When you're in a group of truly supportive, like-minded women in a safe place, in a safe space that's non-judgmental, etc., they get to show you who you truly are. And that was a really beautiful breakthrough that she had, and then we got to experience as well. She even said when she got home that her husband said, something about you has changed, which is really amazing. So your takeaway can be, when is the last time you showed up just as you are, not someone's something, but for your full whole self? And what she said as well is she so identifies herself as a role, right? Whether she's a mom, a wife, a daughter, what she does for work, right? We do that so often. That is our immediate identity, who we put out there first. But who are you when those roles are put to side? Who are you not in relation to other people? Because being a wife, a mom, a mother, an aunt, a daughter, a sister, a friend, that's all in relation to other people. Who are you without anyone else at your core? And those are the types of questions that you can truly make space for in a retreat type setting. Again, whether that be 7 days in Italy or 2 hours on a micro retreat by yourself, right? Just trying to figure out, who am I truly? Which leads me to the next participant who had really a similar breakthrough there as well. She said, I dropped all of the roles. Her role, obviously, is the mom and the wife and all of that, but also her role that she so identifies with, which is her work. She's similar to me, where we are workaholics because we love what we do so much. She's also a coach and a teacher, and she's always identifying with that role. She also leads retreats. So for her, this was a time to actually sit back and kind of coast. And she said, I love just being told when to show up and where, because a lot of times you're the ones running the show, whether it be your household or at work. You're the boss. And sometimes it's nice to just not be the boss, not be the leader. So that was a really great breakthrough for her, but also her major breakthrough, which is going to now shift the way she runs her business, is about reprioritizing her well-being, putting it at the top of her list. She actually thinks that once she starts really doing that, and she started little by little, that her business will flow even more, that she will reap the benefits and the flow from putting herself first. That's a huge breakthrough. That's life shifting, that's business shifting. That truly is one of the takeaways I wish that folks take away from all my retreats, is to prioritize your well-being, to fill your cup up first, not just in the retreat, but every day, every morning, so you can show up to the people in your life and the roles that you have in life a better, a more whole, a more confident, a more calm, a more peaceful, a more powerful mom, teacher, daughter, wife, partner, all the things. Imagine that. Imagine truly getting that shift in your life and taking that on. What would your life look like if you truly started to shift and tweak and edit your life in a way that your well-being is first? Okay, and then there are some moments on retreats where people have some major breakthroughs, like the breakthroughs that happen and there is not a dry eye in the house. That happened on this Italian retreat, where I'm not going to share her story because it's her story to share, but we did have a woman who had an amazing breakthrough regarding an incident that happened in her childhood that has led to her having this limiting belief about her voice not being important. And when she had that breakthrough, obviously it takes time to integrate that breakthrough into your life. But I will say, by the last day of our retreat, when we do the black belt ceremony, which I don't want to give too much away, but I'm sure you've all seen it on my social media feed, you know what it looks like, or if you've taken a course with me or a workshop or come to a keynote, you may know what it is. But we have these breakthroughs. And from that moment on, her voice mattered and her transformation was actually palpable. She spoke differently. Her energy was different. It was absolutely the most beautiful thing I think that happened all week. So thank you to her for being so brave and sharing that with us. Okay, and last but certainly not least, the last person to share her feedback was, she basically said that she couldn't really pinpoint her favorite moment, but it was a week of an aggregation of beauty, honesty, physical activity, mental stimulation, and unbelievable food, which definitely does matter. So when you do create your micro retreat, I definitely recommend having a beautiful, intentional, nourishing meal to go with it. Again, whether it's a 2 hour retreat, a full day or even a 7-day retreat, meals are really an important time to connect with yourself if you're alone, to be intentional about how you're nourishing yourself, but also to have connection. And truly, that's where a lot of the magic happened on this retreat, is during the meal time. A lot of times I would have prompts for elevated conversations. And if we did, I just let them go where they went. And that was when so much laughter and connection happened as well. This woman also said what she valued most was the fellowship, the sense of a shared purpose, the space to be real, the chance to explore, reflect, and move. She said, I created an environment that was safe and generous. The week challenged us to look inward and with honesty and purpose, while also filling our days with fun and friendship. So again, I know I keep talking about these micro retreats even alone, but the fellowship is so important. Oh my goodness, connecting with a group of like-minded women who are all on a mission to improve their lives. When is the last time you were with people like that? Do you have a circle like that? I'm currently writing my next book now, and that's a little bit of a section there. Is I want you to create, intentionally curate these elevated conversations in your life and curate circles of people that you can do that safely with, right? So that's one of my big takeaways for you today. So I want to give you some tips on how to carve out your own little micro retreats in your life, whether it be this summer, that would be great, this fall, but try to do it definitely by the end of the year. Right now, as I'm recording this, we're in mid-June. By the time you hear this, you're going to be at mid-year. So take a look at your life right now. Say, have I carved out any time for self-discovery, reflection, to see what's working, to see what's not, to see where I might have to rewrite the ship? And if you haven't, then I truly encourage you to do that ASAP, to really be intentional about creating your life. So here's how you can do it. 1, choose your container. So set aside an intentional time, obviously, but really be specific. Is it going to be 2 hours? Say 2 hours on a Friday. Is it going to be a half day? Is it going to be a full day? Do you have the time and money to go away for an entire weekend? Is this going to be alone or with other people? And I will just say, if it is with other people, make sure it's other people that have this same mission as you. Really spell it out for people. This is a retreat. This is what it is. This is what it is not. Otherwise, if you're just getting a bunch of people together and it sounds like a vacation, then it's going to be a vacation. So once you know what you're really going to plan it out, put it on your calendar. Mark it as a high priority and do not cancel on your highest self. She will thank you later. Number 2, when you actually get there, you're going to want to make sure you go offline, right? You're going to silence the noise. You're going to put your phone on airplane mode or do whatever you need to do to really silence the outside noise. But 3, let's talk about setting the scene. Where are you going to go? Choose your location. If you don't have the budget or the time to get away for long periods of time, can you choose the nicest hotel in your town or neighboring city? Choose the best one, the nicest one, the one that you want to make sure that you feel luxurious or pampered or taken care of. And maybe if luxurious is not your thing, maybe it's more rustic, but it's by nature, it's by the lake, whatever it is for you. For me in LA, when I want to retreat, I go to 3 different hotels in Santa Monica. I go to Casa del Mar, I go to Shutters, both on the ocean, or I go to the proper hotel. Why? These feel luxurious, they're by the ocean, I feel relaxed, I feel pampered. If I want to splurge, I'll get a really beautiful meal to go along with my mini retreat. If not, I'll just have a coffee. All right, carve out that time as long as I want and have my mini retreat, my micro retreat. So you can do that. And again, if you have a bigger budget, then yeah, stay there for the night or go or get an Airbnb, whatever works for you. And make sure you carve out the coziest spot that you can, because again, it's all about your environment. Your environment is really going to set the stage for the mood and your mojo for the retreat. And then 4, choose your rituals. What are you going to actually do on your micro retreat, whether you're alone or with other people? Pick 2 to 3 practices that support your reset? Could it be journaling prompts? What do I need less of? What do I need more of? Is it a reflection of your past year or the current year? Is it a future planning? We do a lot of that in my retreats. We actually start with those. We do future planning, future envisioning to make sure that we're creating our futures with intention. Is there some ritual that connects you with nature? So maybe a nature walk, a beach walk, a walk around the neighborhood, whatever it is. Is there something where you can connect to nature? Is there some sort of guided meditation or breathwork session? Then some type of nourishing meal, make sure it's intentional. And is there a gentle movement component of your retreat as well? So stretching, yoga, dancing, something like that to really round it out as a mind, body, and spirit retreat. Then number 5, just reflect and re-enter gently. So do your best not to schedule like an important meeting at the end of the day or have to go home to the most chaotic time in your household. Try to schedule it with intention where you can just ease back into your life, take a few minutes, write everything down. Don't rush back to your to-do list. Protect that post-retreat clarity, even if it's just a few minutes or a couple of hours afterwards. That was one of my biggest takeaways after that 7-day retreat. We went from Tuscany to Rome, had one beautiful night together, and then the next morning I flew back right away. The next time I do this, I will definitely add another day or two on to stay in Rome again by myself or with others and just take it all in before I jump right back to my computer, to my to-dos, to everything that I need to do. All right, folks. So I hope you have some takeaways. I hope you are encouraged and are inspired to create your own little micro retreats in your life. I hope you're inspired to create your own micro retreats in your life, or maybe this got you really interested in joining either my retreats or someone else's. So let me tell you really quickly what I have coming up. The Montauk retreat was so nice the first time. We're doing it twice and probably a third and a fourth time. This is something I want to come back to every single year because it was so special. Montauk, New York, is such a special place in and of itself. It's nicknamed the end because it feels like you're at the end of the world. It's literally at the end of Montauk. It's the furthest east you can go in the United States, I believe. So it's nicknamed the end. And you really feel disconnected when you get out there. And the natural beauty there is you have beach grass, sea air, the saltiness of it. It just feels so amazing. The retreat location is a beautiful boutique hotel called Soleil East. We stay for 3 nights and 4 days. It starts on October 12th, a Sunday this year, and we're going to Wednesday, October 15th. So October 12th to the 15th. And again, we're doing all of this great mindset, self-reflection, self-discovery work, plus martial arts movement, plus meditation, plus beautiful meals, plus checking out Montauk, doing some beach walks, you name it. We squeeze it all in. And again, that group chat is still going all this time later, which is about 6 months now. So I invite you to check it out. Make sure you go to my website, jennifercassetta.com, or on social media. By the time this comes out, you could be one of the first to reserve your spot because I know this year it's going to fill up. It's probably going to sell out and have a wait list because so many people were interested last year that couldn't make it due to the dates. So this year I changed it up a little bit to make it more accessible, not around major holidays. And it's going to be truly amazing, hopefully life altering for lots of folks. So let me know if you want to come and reach out. Also, I will be going back to Italy. It was that amazing, life shifting for all the attendees and for me, which makes me want to do it again and again. So Italy will be in the spring of 2026. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. So if you are craving a more immersive, community-rich, soul-expanding version of micro retreats, my next retreats are open for you. I invite you to come and play and self-discover. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. As usual, make sure you subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss an episode. And please do me a favor and leave a review so I know what you like, what you don't. Thank you so much, everyone, again. Stay safe, stay strong, and remember to retreat.